In Lincoln, a city ordinance states that no building can ever be taller than the Capitol.
And I know this wasn't meant to apply to the people.
But at times, this city can feel like it's against growth.
There's a reason we never learned about concrete jungles in biology class. There's nothing there to support life.
Sometimes our city is fixed on fixing something that isn't broken, trying to manufacture shinier buildings instead of better people.
Without its people,
a city is just lifeless roads. Without its children, a city doesn't know how to laugh.
At least for me. This city is the 4th of July around friends who didn't have to be concerned with going to high school later that year. Just had to focus on the red and blue lights that battled for the neighborhood's attention.
Colored sparks for soldiers firing themselves into the air
to see who could burn the brightest.
At least for me. Growing up in this city was being stressed out about school, and my mom was just worried about taking care of me. See, we didn't have health insurance.
So when I got strep throat for the 5th time in that year,
they decided without a doctor's note I wasn't excused.
So my school thought I was just a kid who liked to skip classes.
When my own body wasn't fighting against me, my social class was. See, I lived below the poverty line.
My mother was unemployed.
We barely had enough to pay bills, let alone school supplies. At least for me. This city is like a factory,
and everyone who lives here is another worker in an assembly line, another hand to put a part in place.
Keep my heart in place.
Keep me focused on what matters
and learn from their mistakes. This city is a factory, with sidewalks for conveyor belts pushing us when we can't even stand towards something that is better.
At least for me, this is where I met my best friend.
Where my sister learned how to dance.
Where I climbed a tree for the first time.
Where I met the teacher that changed my life.
And through all the cracks in the concrete,
this city remains solid ground.
This city is home.
Is where we grew up.
Is where my baby sister was born.
Where I learned to love myself.
Where I learned to rely on others.
And where I learned to hope.
And
through every struggle,
every time I fell down, something here picked me right back up.
This city taught me how to become great.
To stand as tall as the Capitol building. To grow to new heights.